Good morning. This morning we have Lisa Ryan with us. She is our interviewee, and today we are talking about her being an influencer of joy. I was just telling you that we were chatting, and I was reviewing all of your material and looking at your social media, and you just are somebody that exuberates joy. And so for that, I have a bunch of questions for you. So before we get started, why don't you just tell us a little bit about yourself, Lisa?
Okay, well, I am Lisa Ryan. I'm Chief Appreciation Strategist at Grategy here in beautiful Cleveland, Ohio. And for the rest of my life, I actually work with organizations to help them keep their top talent from becoming someone else's. And a lot of that has to come down to creating that culture where employees enjoy the experience and they want to work for you.
Wow. Is that a challenge?
You'd think that it wouldn't be, but a lot of people, it's like they almost need permission to express appreciation and catch people in the act of doing things well. And that's what I help them do.
That's so fascinating. Can you tell one quick story about something that really made a difference? Like something you suggested to somebody and you saw it sort of trickle down?
I have since 2011, every week I've had a email that goes out called Gratitude Thought of the Week. And as I like to share with people, it's a short inspirational message that comes out and seems to show up when you need it. It takes less than 2 minutes to read. And when I first started doing it, I made it so it was evergreen because I made 2 of my books out of it. I wanted it to be this knowledge. So I'd write it, 10, 15 weeks in advance. And then about 5 or 6 years ago, I switched email carriers and just started doing it in the moment so that it's raw. And through that time, my subscribers have gotten to go through with me with my dad's stroke, I had a great niece and nephew that were born preemies. I had another great niece born with cancer. And just giving people the opportunity to find gratitude, to find joy, even in life's most challenging circumstances. And so I don't know if there's necessarily one, but what I have found raw and real, the more people connect with it. And I just hear some of the most beautiful stories. I actually had one gentleman, he was at my program 3 years ago, and he sent me an email yesterday, and he just said that I just want to take a moment and thank you because since seeing your program, it's really changed my mindset. And he has a gratitude practice, and he's seen the difference. And he's one of hundreds of people that when you take action, when you find the good in things, it rewires your brain. So that's what you start looking for. And when you look for it, frankly, you can always find it.
Absolutely. So you're answering my first question, which is, how does your work give you joy? It sounds like you get so much feedback from people. So what are people telling you, or how are you expressing that raw, authentic feeling that you were just talking about during these uncertain times, during what's happening right now in the world?
Well, I just did a webinar yesterday for an organization for women in manufacturing, and it was called Gratitude Strategies to Get Through Turbulent Times. And there was over 300 people registered for this.
Wow.
It's not a very big association. So I think right now we're just really starved to getting back to the essence of who we are. And we're put in this position of, we don't know when this pandemic is going to end. We don't know when we'll be able to hug our loved ones or stand closer than 6 feet apart from people. So just giving people that element of hope, just giving them acknowledge people, a lot of read into what people are saying, and we tend to veer towards the negative, particularly when we're really stressed out. And so just by taking that step back and asking yourself the question, like, what could be the positive intent of this person's action? Or how can I make a difference to this person? Because, maybe they're just having an off day, and me copping an attitude with them is just not going to be helpful.
Yeah. Right. And there's a lot of interaction in the stores, and just kind of being out and about, that you can feel the friction right now. So it's just best to share, smile, and kind of just let it roll through you, right?
Absolutely. After dinner last night and just decided that my brother-in-law and sister-in-law live 7/10 of a mile from us. And we just decided to go and do a socially distant visit with them, and, got them out of cleaning their basement. And we just sat outside on the porch, 12 feet away from each other
How
and just
fabulous. How
talked. So, it's little things like that. We can call them on FaceTime. On Saturday night, we did a Zoom happy hour with my family and my family from all over the country. We had dinner together. We had our beverage of choice. I thought it would be about an hour. We were on that Zoom call for 2 hours and 40 minutes. And it was like we were sitting in each other's living room and just laughing and having a good time. And, that makes all the difference.
So isn't that interesting that this time, this pandemic time, as it's so called, might ignite some of that more down the road, right? Like our family does that, but we do it more now, than we did before. So I think it's really cool that it might
Yeah.
present a new habit for the world. So what do you think? So when you're in your family or in your world, are you always showing up as one of those people that's kind of on the upper end of joy? I call it, or the article calls it the fruitful joy, the one that's sort of, you're the sustainer of joy. Like you wake up in the morning feeling good, refreshed. Maybe it takes a minute to meditate, but you also go to bed feeling that same joy. Would you say that that's you, and you're different from most?
I don't know if I'd say that I'm different from most, but I am wired as both an optimist and an extrovert.
Okay.
So to be able to make people laugh, I have a relatively, strange sense of humor that I can find laughter in just about anything. And I just like to bring that joy, that sense of humor to people, because sometimes we get so stuck looking at our life in a particular way, that it's hard to get out of that, which is why I'm such a big proponent of the gratitude journal. I've been keeping mine regularly since 2009, and I can tell you that it has rewired my brain,
Really?
because I automatically start to look for, now I don't just slap a happy face on and, ooh, everything's happy, happy, joy, joy, because, I still
Right.
do get angry and I get frustrated and all of these things.
Right.
But after I allow myself the rawness of whatever that emotion is, then I say, okay, either what can I find to be grateful for, or I just remind myself that, pain plus time equals humor. So at some point in the future, I'm going to laugh about this. Why not start now?
That's really healthy. What an incredible way to look at things that pop up that you don't expect. My last question for you is, so the you can see my chair in the background here. This is the Joyily chair, and I take that out to events and I sit people in it just like you, and I ask them questions about where their joy is. And we have a formula. It's called Find, Be, and Share. So I always ask people if they're still finding their joy. Maybe they haven't discovered it yet. Maybe they're being their joy every day, all day long, or maybe they're sharing their joy. And I feel like you're already in that level of sharing. You're a speaker, you're a member of the National Speakers Association. Is there something that, if you could put it out into the universe or ask our viewers who are listening, what would it be that, what could you ask for that would allow you to share more of your joy?
Oh boy, really the gratitude practice of just taking the time. There's 5 different gratitude practices that I talk about and that I share. There's the gratitude journal of taking a time and writing down 3 to 5 things every day for which you're grateful. The second one is that verbal appreciation. So, physically tell someone that you appreciate. Then there's the thank you note and the letter of appreciation. And in the world, according to Lisa Ryan, the thank you note is thank you for something. Thank you for the gift. Thank you for dinner. The letter of appreciation is thank you because. Thank you for the difference you make in your life. I appreciate you because. And then
Very
the
nice.
fifth way is reflecting on the power of gratitude. And it's funny how you mentioned your Joyly chair there. I just by happenstance picked sitting on this couch for our interview today. And this is actually where my husband and I and our two cats spend a lot of our evenings together watching movies with, a kitty sitting on both of our laps and just kind of hanging out. So when it comes to a place where, we get a lot of joy, I would say that this couch brings that to me.
That's incredible. And that's really what the chair represents, or the couch, is to let people understand that it's okay to just sit still in where we are and just be quiet. And we don't have to be so busy and run around the world as much to find joy. So really, it's just right here, and it's right here in our heart, right? All right.
Yep.
Well, I'm sure that to share more of your joy, you would love people to give you a call and maybe have you out as a speaker at their corporation or their association. What would that information be for them?
Sure. First of all, check me out on my website, which is lisaryanspeaks.com.
Okay.
Or shoot me an email, lisa@grategy, GRATEGY.com, as in gratitude strategies mushed together.
Love it.
Or give me a call, which is 216-359-1134. Anyway, I have tons of videos on YouTube. Connect with me on LinkedIn or Facebook. Would love to do that.
Nice. Well, thank you for being a joy influencer for us. And I look forward to sharing you with the world and all of our audiences. Have a great
Thank you so
day.
much.
You're
Thanks,
very
you
welcome.
too.